and it's Blue Pants Yoga, and we're talking about asana. And what does asana mean? Poses, yoga poses. So this is the active part of our practice. Today we're going to talk about down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, which is a big fancy Sanskrit word, so now you know more than just asana. Did you catch that? Asana is in the name of the pose. Down dog. If you've done any online classes, if you've been to class, you've probably done a down dog or two. We're going to talk about how to do it properly, break it down a little bit, just give you some tips on your down dog work. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. I'm going to start in a table pose. And from table, I've got my hands under my shoulders. I might walk my hands just a little bit further forward. I'm going to curl my toes under. Kind of make sure I'm not quite in alignment. Your knees are under your hips. Take an inhale and exhale, lifting it up. Now when you first come into the pose, you're probably not going to be as warm. You might want to wiggle, loosen up a little bit. So take your hips back. You can pedal your feet out. See how that feels. And then let's start thinking about the mechanics here. So your hands, the middle fingers should be pointing forward for the most part. If your shoulders are tight, you can kind of turn your hands at a diagonal. So your middle finger is going more toward the corner of your mat. When you lift your hips up, think about rotating those upper arms out so that your elbow creases are facing forward. Drawing the belly button in, and here's a tip, I forget this a lot. There's a muscle down here, and it can actually help you. And when you find it, you know you found it. You'll thank me later. Draw that muscle in that lower belly up to tip your sit bone, your sacrums up. So some people need to have their knees bent a little bit in down dog, and that's perfectly okay. And actually, it's a good trick to help with your alignment, even for anybody first coming into it. So your knees can be bent, and your chest is going towards your knees. So you're working your heels toward the mat. If you look between your feet, you should not see your heel. If you do, work them out. Your thighs should be working toward each other. And I'm just going to give you this tip now. We talked about blocks in our prop talk video on blocks. This is a great way. You can use a block. The block goes between your thighs. And hello, you have thigh muscles and they are working. You'll also thank me for that later, I hope. So that gives you an idea of where your thighs should be going, where your hips are going, where your heels are going. You should even be able to wiggle your fingers and take some of the weight out of your hands. In fact, it should feel like most of the weight is going to your heels. And that is our down dog talk. Thanks for watching.